this. So again, hello, my name is Chris Schweda, and I'm coming to you from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I'm flat out excited to be able to share with you all, like, what is all of this buzz about? What are people so excited about? And, you know, when you're hearing people talk about this happy coffee, it's funny, last night I was, in fact, text Hayden, tell him, send him the link, please. Basically, he was telling me that when he was telling his mom that he was coming to check out about this happy coffee that everybody's been talking about, his mom's like, I've been hearing about that. And that's exactly the coolest thing about what we do. So guys, I'm gonna give you a real quick backstory, and if it's okay with you, I'm gonna talk kind of fast because we're gonna try to keep this thing really short and sweet. But 2 years ago, a little bit over 2 years ago, let's just call it at the end of 2015.
I don't want you touching this because mommy already got cut. I don't want you to get cut.
Okay. So basically, as of 2015, at the end of 2015, I found myself and I got sick. And I was at the lowest point of my life. For 4 months, I was literally bedridden. And through that process, over the next 2 years, I lost my dream boat that was on my dream board that literally was the boat in the advertisements that I said it back in 2012, I will have this boat one day. And I ended up with that exact boat. And I lost it. My boat's name was The Office. We spent a ton of time with the family out there. I lost the boat. Our air condition went out in our house. Basically, we were at the lowest point we had ever been financially. With that came anxiety. I wouldn't say like depression, but I would say depression, right? And financially, we were in ruins. And a good friend of mine, Mark and Judy Wilson, who says that that's who I am, basically they had shared how they invested in this public company, and they were sent this coffee. And they were sharing with me all of these crazy things that this coffee was doing. They were sharing that this coffee was, you know, knocking out their appetite. It gave them more energy. It changed their eating habits without them even knowing what the stuff did. It happens to be Elevate Coffee. This is called Max, and it stands for Max because it stands for mood enhancing, appetite suppressing, an extreme energy coffee. We like to call it happy coffee. And he was telling me about this happy coffee. And if you're like me, it sounded too good to be true that coffee could do all these things. And what I can tell you is that I really trusted these people. And I was like, if it did all those things for them, what could it do for me? I was at the lowest point of my life. For 2 years from being sick, I had a bone infection. I didn't even feel like me anymore. Like I forgot who I was. And for the first time when I drank this, within 15 minutes, probably saying, well, how does it work? It's pretty simple. You put 1 scoop, boom, of these sample sticks, you put into either water or coffee, and you do whatever creamer or however you make your coffee, and you drink it. And I did that, and within 15 minutes, I was like, holy cow, like, is this stuff even legal? For the first time in 2 years, I felt normal again. So with that, we talked about how we had something that was really special. See, we had been in this space of direct sales, community marketing, you know, referral-based marketing for quite some time, and we just were not happy where we were. We were at a position where we were seeing things happen where, you know, people were being compared to other people, and they made a big deal about the superstars that went out there and did a lot of numbers really fast, and then everybody else is sitting there going, why isn't it working for me? And part of that was everybody has a story behind the story. We have another unmute. Everybody has a story behind the story. And what we found is that most products, even though they might be great, most products are overpriced. And they're not something that people would buy if there wasn't a business opportunity behind it. And what I loved about this, after I drank that first cup of coffee, I was like, this is something that I would want to tell people about whether I was getting paid or not. And it just blew me away. So we have several products, but I'm gonna focus in on 2. But guys, can we all agree, like, especially in the times that we're dealing with now, like, people being on lockdown are looking for some sense of happiness, love, and connection and all that. And people are drinking coffee whether you know it or not. I mean, whether you like it or not, they're drinking coffee. And what I love, and when you're done, we're going to be sharing not only what the product does, but how does the business work? Like, how does the business and how did it spread so fast? And it boiled down to the simplicity. So I'm going to share with you what I was asked. And basically I was asked, hey, do you know anybody drinks coffee or tea? And the bottom line is, can we all agree that we all know people that drink coffee and drink tea? Well, then I was asked, have you heard about the happy coffee that everyone's been talking about? Well, guys, that's our happy coffee right here. And basically, with that conversation, what we found is that most people, when you say, have you heard about the happy coffee, or if they say they drink tea, the happy tea that everyone's been talking about, most people are going to say, what is that? And that's when we just shared our story. Like Mark shared the story and what it did for him. And I came up with a natural logical conclusion that if it did all those things for him, and then I saw another friend talking about what it did for her, if it did all these amazing things, like, I need to try this. And the beautiful part about it is, because people are already drinking coffee or tea, they already know that if it's doing these amazing things, that it makes sense to try it, because what if it works for them as well? So with that, our coffee releases, so you're like, well, how does it make you happy? When you drink this stuff, it does all kinds of cool stuff. There's all natural, by the way. When I shared this with my doctor, she's very, very particular about ingredients. And she said she loved the fact that it was all natural. And she loved it so much that she started sharing it in her clinic, by the way. So what the coffee does is balance out your hormones and basically cause your brain to naturally release dopamine. And then we have this pill, which is called Xanthomax, which releases the love hormone, which is called oxytocin. So when you take the coffee and the pill together, this is our flagship right here, it releases dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So what happens is people feel a natural sense of euphoria. And the coffee does it, and it's all natural, which is the coolest thing. In addition to that, what we've experienced with this from an inflammation perspective, like my wife, her hands will get all, Jill's hands will get all like swollen and stuff. And taking this, how long does it take after taking the pill for like all the swelling and stuff to go away normally? 30 minutes to an hour, like her hands go back to normal and she doesn't have the puffy feeling anymore. So guys, these two products together have been phenomenal. So after 2 years of being sick, drinking this coffee, I felt normal again, which absolutely blew me away. So, but don't take my word for it. What I want to do is I want to bring in a couple people and have them share what did the coffee do for them? What did the pill do for them? So with that, I happen to have a couple of people at my house, and I have them share real quick. And I have Sean and Kim McLean.
What up, guys? So I'll just jump straight into it. A little bit about our story. We're just the most naturally positive people that probably we know in our lives. And we run through the gym. What's up, Jamel? We're high-fiving everybody, just saying what's up. But honestly, for about a year and a half, I was just stuck in this funk. I didn't know how else to get out of it. Didn't go to a doctor, didn't take any pills. And a friend of Chris's reached out to me and said, hey, dude, do you trust me? I'm like, yeah, what's up? Long story short, shares his happy coffee with me. And literally over the next 4 or 5 days, my entire life changed. So Kim will sit here and tell you that basically she got her husband back and it saved our marriage. We were just shy of 21 years that year and going on 24 in just a few days here. So seriously, for us, we actually started sharing this product based out of obligation because we knew there had to be other normal people just like us that just living life and lost that zeal and happiness for life. And out of sharing that, it's literally turned our life around, our financial situation. We've owned a landscape and irrigation business for 21 years, and this by far surpasses that business's income. So we're just people helping people. And I mean, that's all I can say. It just changed our life.
That's right. Thanks, Chris. We appreciate it.
You want to tell your story, Kim? Kim's got a weight loss story. Guys, in about this stuff hit me in the face in the first cup. That don't happen to everybody. But in about 3 months, Kim dropped 5 pant sizes. Now, we were already in ketosis for 4 solid years prior to that. Gym rats, that whole 9. So how do you lose 5 pant sizes in 3 months? Well,
This stuff and this coffee is absolutely amazing. Like Chris said, it helps Jill with her inflammation. It helped me. I didn't realize how fluffy I was, and it helped me with my inflammation. I have inflammation issues in my ankle as well, and like Jill, within 15, 30 minutes, it's completely gone. So you just got to try it, check it out. If you haven't, get back with whoever invited you and check it out.
and I'll just share this. Them 5 pant sizes was only 5 pounds. So it's not like she lost 100 pounds, guys. 5 pounds, but 5 pant sizes because of the reduction of inflammation from this stuff. Give it a shot.
Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we are going to head over to the Sterling. Let's see, Sterling Karate. So over to you guys.
Hiya.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Everybody. Thank you for being here tonight, letting us share our story, because that's really what we want to do. We have an extraordinary story. In a nutshell, or brief, is I've been in television shopping my whole adult life, so 30 years
Order
plus.
now.
Order now, but wait, there's more. Very successful, lavish career, had the lifestyle. It was just dreamy, and I thought it was going to last forever. I'm also delusional. Peter's had his own business and still does, Sterling Karate, and you've always had a vision for that residual income, because if either of us stop doing what we're doing, the money stops. So from the business perspective, mine did stop. It was a complete wrap, and I prayed for something to come into our life, and Melissa, hi Melissa, we love you, told us about the coffee, and I got so excited about it. So did Peter, because we really love coffee, and literally have replaced my income in our 4th month of growing this business by just sharing this amazing product. That's how amazing this product really is.
So Melissa is an angel, and we were in a position prior to the coffee. And I've been in this industry. I've seen what it does, and had never experienced the success that we found here, which is just absolutely amazing. But it's because it's simple. We were in a position where I had brought my son-in-law into my business, and everything was going like this because we were not offsetting the income that I was supposed to be producing by creating more classes. And all of a sudden, we're looking like, okay, 2 months, either he goes or I go. So I'm looking at laying on my son. This angel comes with a cup of coffee. It tastes amazing. I'm washing windows in the middle of winter, after
Minnesota,
my
by
first
the way.
cup.
You
Yeah.
live in Minnesota. He's washing windows. I'm like, I love this
It's like
product.
I'm lit up. I'm excited, and you know what? Our friends Enrique and Nancy and Melissa said, you know what? Just go out and share it.
Right?
And that's all we did. We went out and shared it with people, and we told them our story, what's happened for me besides the energy, clarity, focus. I don't wake up with anxiety anymore, and I've lost 20 pounds, and I've kept the 20 pounds off, all right? Now, I could spend more time in the gym and all that, but the fact is that I feel great, I've got energy, and
you look great.
Thank you.
There's that.
Why, thank you. But again, it's the easiest thing because it's just about sharing a cup of coffee, which is awesome. And we have this simple system that, even though we got this anti-social distancing thing going on, we can reach out via social media, telephone, all that stuff, and we can, directly from the company, we can send out samples. I mean, what could be easier than that?
So
We say, have you heard of the happy coffee?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
you drink coffee, or heard of the happy coffee? And then what do?
Just drink coffee.
Oh, okay.
Just drink coffee.
Drink coffee.
I wanted
And
to
don't
say,
be a weirdo.
lastly,
Oh, that's Chris's.
for us, we have a 19-year-old son with Down syndrome. His name is PJ. He's the love of our life. He loves this team. He shows up on the calls. He's too busy gaming right now to say hi to Chris, which you talked to earlier. But the reason I mentioned PJ is I don't know what I would have done had the television career continue, because I need to be home for my son who's now graduated high school. So this is a God thing that this business and the product came into our life. This product keeps me patient with him. The business has provided, because I couldn't live at the studio with my son at home. So God put this in my life to be able to be home with our son, and it is providing for him. We're ever grateful. Thank you, Ricky, Chris, Judy, Mark, Melissa. Brendan and Rike and Nancy. We're very grateful. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, guys. I mean, it's amazing what it has done for you guys in your life. And I'm watching the videos of y'all with PJ out on the boat and all that, which is just a ton of fun. So now we're going to head over east to Gavin Teague. Gavin Teague.
What's up?
Take it over, my friend.
Thank you guys for being on tonight. So just short and simple, I think we're all human beings, and it's really amazing how, we all start at a similar place, not feeling our fullest self, not having the energy, not having the clarity, so if you're in that place right now, don't feel alone, because all of us were there. But there is hope. And, I got introduced to this coffee, saw a friend on Facebook. I wasn't a huge coffee drinker, to be honest, but when I saw the benefits and saw Happy Coffee and everything that it does, I was like, okay, I got to give this stuff a try. And like a lot of people, I mean, day one, the best way I can describe it is my brain just came back to life. I was in a kind of a depressed place. I've never had depression. I've never really had anxiety, but I am a human being, and just was down. And within 30 minutes to an hour, day one, I'll never forget it, December the 11th of 2017, it's like I came to life. I had my energy back. I wasn't craving and foods and laying around on the couch. And I was like, man, this is something I whether there's a business or not, I want to share this with the world. And, you're probably on this call. You might have recommended a restaurant, recommended a Netflix show, recommended a dentist. We do that naturally every single day because we're human beings. And when I saw that we could literally share our story and what we were experiencing with this cup of coffee, and I took a look at what this business was and how simple it was, I realized we had our hands on something that could not just impact people from a product standpoint, from a customer standpoint, but all the people out there who could truly use that extra $500 a month, $1,000 a month. And I said, wow, I have to do this. So I jumped in. I didn't look back. I started sharing it with everybody I could possibly get a hold of, just simply asking them, hey, do you drink coffee? Sharing a cup of coffee with them. I mean, how many times have you met up with a friend over coffee, right? It's such a normal thing. And within a few short months, I mean, I had surpassed the income I was making as a server in a restaurant. It completely changed my life the first year. I mean, went from just this regular, average, normal person that just had a big vision to, a full-time income as a regular, average, normal person. And I just encourage you, if you're on this call, try the products, see what we're doing here. It's literally as simple as it sounds. And dose is going to change your life. It's not about if it will, it's when it will. It might be day one, it might be a week, it might be a month, but give it a chance. Let the products do what they do. And you're going to get excited. You're going to want to tell everybody because you're going to feel obligated to. And, that's where you might just mess up and make some money. So we're excited to have you guys. Thanks for taking the time. And Chris, thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Gavin. So now we're going to head over to Kyrie Richardson.
Yay, you said my name right. Woohoo!
So share your story, young lady.
Okay. So, I don't know why I just got nervous. Okay. My name is Kyrie Richardson. I'm here in Denver, Colorado. And now I'm going to turn all red because I said I was nervous. And guys, I'm like the most awkward person ever. So just bear with me for a minute. I started on these products back in December of 2018. I had like a really rough 6 months where I was going through a bad breakup. I was laid off from my job. I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism, so I started feeling really gross and crummy and like tired and exhausted and gained 50 pounds. And my mom was tragically killed. So I just, in like 6 months, went from like feeling like I was on top of the world to literally being just crushed. But even with all that said, like really the biggest thing for me in there was I gained a ton of weight. So I lost, how I felt about myself and my self-esteem. And losing my mom the way that we did caused me to have really, really bad anxiety. Like I was knee deep in it, guys. Like I was literally at work on the 39th floor picturing like terrible, terrible things happening to me and my family and having like crazy panic attacks. And I was in a bad state. I was actually in another company when I started on these products, and it was a health and wellness company. So I literally had products that do the exact same thing that these do, but they didn't work. And they were like 15 times the cost. So I jumped on these products because I saw a few friends posting about it, and I got some serious FOMO. And I didn't even realize that they were working. Truthfully, I noticed the weight coming off pretty quickly, which is nothing I had ever experienced before because I have hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. And I started losing weight, and just like all of a sudden, like a month after I was on the products, I was like, wait a second, my anxiety is gone. Like I just wasn't sleeping. Like I would come home and just sleep and then like get my kids pizza and then go to sleep. It was just really bad. So after 4 months, I lost 300. I didn't lose 300 pounds, but I did lose 30 pounds. And I just felt like $1,000,000. So I contacted Melissa. I think she's actually on this call too. And I was like, all right, girl, I'm not going to join your coffee business, but like, just tell me about it. Because walls were up. And she was so sweet and humble. And I absolutely love you to death, Melissa. I love you so much. And I joined this business, guys. And I told her, it'd be really nice if I could just make a few $100 a month, maybe go part-time at work one day, maybe in 5 years from now, go full-time, no work. But just kind of a pipe dream. And I followed our system that we have here, and I just shared my story about what these freaking products had done for me. And in my 4th month here, I was actually able to go part-time at work, which is huge because I'm a single mom, so I don't have another income. I don't get child support or anything like that. So month 4, part-time at work, and in my 10th month here, I was able to leave my job, and I get to like sit on my back porch and sip on my happy coffee and live my best life while I watch my kids in the pool on like a random Tuesday afternoon. So it's pretty spectacular to me. I feel like I should thank people, like I'm giving a speech right now, but I'm gonna let Chris take over and pass it on to the next person. But I'm just really grateful, guys. And if you're here on this call right now, trying to get some more information, I really, really, really encourage you to consider this, because what we have here is special, and it's not like any company I've ever been in. This is my 3rd company, and I didn't have a success story anywhere else. And all I did was drink the coffee, be happy, share my story, and here we are.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. So what you just heard Kyrie go over was the first 2 steps of the system. So many of you all are watching this and you're going, all right, so the product sounds pretty cool. So I at least want to try that. And if I could be happier, like that's really cool. But the business, like, can I do it? And, Kyrie just shared the first 2 steps. Number 1 is drink coffee, be happy. Step 2 is share your story. Well, how do you share your story without being weird or pushy or salesy? It's pretty simple. You ask people, hey, do you know anybody drinks coffee or tea? Have you heard about the happy coffee? Or if they say they drink tea, have you heard about the happy tea everyone's been talking about? And then from there, what we found is most people are going to say, they turn their head and they go, happy coffee, what is that? And then you just share your story and what it did for you. And then we have Facebook groups where there's just story after story after story. No selling whatsoever, just all stories that you can put them in. We have samples that you can get them. And then the coffee's doing all the heavy lifting for you. So step 3 is use a tool, or we have a 3-minute video that does all the work for you. And what happens is people come up with a natural logical conclusion like, wait a minute, if this coffee's doing all this stuff for people, like I need to try it. And they try it. And what I can tell you is if you try this coffee for 30 days, you will notice something. It's just that simple. So step 4 is if people are like, well, how does all this work? And what do I do exactly? Well, many of you all just said, oh my gosh, you have questions? Jump on the Zoom tonight and see what it's all about. So step 4 is as simple as connecting them to someone else other than you, whether it be a Zoom like this or in a messenger thread or a phone call, and then you let that other person answer all the questions. So guys, you've just been trained on exactly how to create massive success in our company because it's so simple that anybody can do it. So we find you're going to come in 1 of 2 categories. Number 1, hey, you might be looking at this just like Kyrie did and said, I just want to I just want to drink the coffee. I'm seeing all the results, and I just want to be happy. So if you just want to be happy and you're you're allergic to extra money, hey, that's cool. Just basically get with the person, invite you on this call, and tell them I'm a number one. And then if you're someone like me where you're looking at this and you're going, you know what? People are noticing a difference in me. People need to know about this, and I'm going to share it with them. Like most people find themselves telling people about this, whether they're getting paid or not. So you can get paid to do what you're already doing for free. It's really that simple. Share information, share a tool, share a cup of coffee, and let the tools do the work for you. And then step 4 is just connecting with somebody else. So if the business sounds like something, hey, that sounds cool, I think I could do that, then you're a number 2. So you're either 1, you just want to be happy, or 2, you want to be happy and make extra money. Give it the person and invite you on this call and let them know if you're a number 1 or a number 2 and get started. Everybody have a great night. Give it the person, invite you on this call, and take care. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thanks,
Good night,
Chris.
everyone.
Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you,
Christina.
everybody.
Love you, Chris.
Thank you.